video contains spoilers for Wings of Fire Book 1, The Dragonet Prophecy, Wings of Fire Book 2, The Lost Heir, Wings of Fire Book 10, Darkness of Dragons, Wings of Fire Legends Darkstalker, and a bunch of other things I probably forgot to say. If you don't want spoilers for any of these books, and just don't watch this video. In this video, we'll be looking at a very simple truth about Wings of Fire that many people tend to misunderstand. Most people think that Wings of Fire is not for kids, but I don't agree. They are wrong, at least according to my opinion. You see, I get a lot of criticism regarding Wings of Fire, and almost all of this criticism is about how it's too gory, too violent, and I've even heard that it's too original. That does not make sense. Truth is, some parents just don't like their kids reading about a book with violence, no matter how good it is. Parents also don't like it because it portrays animals as sentient beings, which just means that they can think for themselves, which, scientifically they can. I've also heard that parents don't let their kids read Wings of Fire because it features LGBTQ+ characters in primary roles. But really, this is all just ridiculous. Parents sometimes want to shelter their kids from things they don't think are normal, and not being conventional is one of Wings of Fire's greatest strengths and assets. Here, we'll be taking a look at why people think Wings of Fire is not for kids and seeking how they're wrong. And just to be clear, this is not my personal opinion, just to clarify. I think that anyone should be allowed to read whatever they want. This is just what people tend to say about Wings of Fire, especially adults. If I offend you, I'm sorry, but this video is just my personal opinion, and not everyone shares my personal opinion. Number 1. Violence. Wings of Fire is pretty violent for a children's book. I do not deny that in any way. Most parents that dislike Wings of Fire dislike it because of the gore. It's true, there is a lot of violence in the books, but that makes them feel so much more realistic, and they're not there without purpose. Many parents I've seen say that kids under 12 shouldn't be allowed to be exposed to such violence. I've seen this in a lot of reviews, and a lot of them share this common opinion. Remember, this does not mean that I agree with them. Personally, I think that this reasoning is kind of stupid. It's kind of stupid not to let someone read something with a tad of violence until they're a teenager. If anything shouldn't be allowed, it's parents restricting what their kids can read. It's up to the reader, and the reader alone, if this book is too violent for them, or anyone. And the violence isn't there without purpose, as it really helps to flesh out the characters and the plot. For example, the arena scene is very violent, that's true. Tsunami is, in fact, covered with blood when she exits the arena. It's a little plot hole because in Dragon Slayer, she's mentioned as just blue when she flies by a leaf, but technically she should be covered in blood, so just a little plot hole for you guys there. So that scene shows us how bad of a Queen Scarlet is. It also makes it sort of more realistic, more happening, I guess. Or when Tortoise has her teeth ripped out in the second book. That shows us how tyrannical Queen Coral could be when she wanted to. Or in Darkstalker. When Darkstalker enchants his father to cut out his own tongue and rip out his vital organs, it shows Darkstalker's transition towards quote-unquote evil. Or the battle scenes where dragons die brutally left and right. It pretty much really enriches the plot. The truth is, Wings of Fire wouldn't be the same without all the gory and violence it has. It would be much less interesting. One of the great things about Wings of Fire, and Tuli in general, is that she's not afraid to show violent and depressing scenes. She's not afraid to write something unconventional and radical. Some parents despise this side to Wings of Fire. And sure, the violence is too mature for some young children, but it's fine for preteens and older people, and even more mature children. If you don't like the violence, fine, but that doesn't mean you can decide that for others. The violence might be too much for kids under 9 or something, but some parents are saying that it shouldn't be allowed until you're 13. Again, readers under 9 can read it if they want to. I'm just giving an example. But not letting kids read Wings of Fire until they're teens because it makes adults scared is just an outrage. If this was true, it would mean that most of the Wings of Fire fanbase would not even exist. And it does. So that just proves that this point doesn't really make sense. Number 2. Animal sentience. Now this one is kind of stuff. Sentience is defined as having a conscience, which is basically just being able to have free thought and feelings. Some people don't like that Wings of Fire portrays animals and dragons to be able to have thoughts and feelings. This, however, is just wrong. And no, I don't mean morally wrong. I mean factually incorrect. Animals are defined as sentient beings by nearly all scientists of the fields that sentience concerns. Dragons, being the predominant race on both Pyria and Pantala, also fill the requirements of sentient beings. This argument really makes no sense. People don't like Wings of Fire because it's creative? This argument is, just like I said, pretty stupid. Parents not letting their kids read Wings of Fire just because dragons are portrayed as the dominant race and can feel, think, and talk is just not very intelligent at all. LGBTQ plus characters. When I saw this reason, it was just sad. Many parents have forbidden their kids to read Wings of Fire Book 13, The Poison Jungle, and by extension of that, a lot of other Wings of Fire content. The sole reason that there are heavily featured lesbian characters and other LGBTQ plus characters. People tend to fear things that they don't understand or don't think are normal. And this is just an example of this happening. People also tend to forget that others are different, and it's always been that way. This argument is more religious and conventional, but I believe whoever believes in this argument is just not open to other opinions and is not really seeing things for what they truly can be. Just because someone is different doesn't mean that they're substandard or lesser than others. In fact, they're just more unique, which is more of a good thing than a bad thing. It's pretty horrible that people believe that different people are subhuman, and this argument is just twisted over. In conclusion, some people think Wings of Fire is not age appropriate for kids or just appropriate in general. I'm not trying to be biased or mean, but they're just wrong if you look at it in a different way, in my way. Most of these reasons don't really make any sense apart from the violence thing. But the thing is, people shouldn't be allowed to decide what others can read, especially in cases such as this. That privilege is retained by the reader and the reader alone. Thank you. Well, everyone, that's the end of this particularly deep video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me what you thought. Was it good, bad, and most importantly, what do you guys want next? I'm currently working on a few ideas, but I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more Wings of Fire content, and I'll see you in the next video.